If you've ever wanted to use powerful pixel-based effects in Photoshop, but kept bumping into limitations with text, shapes, or smart objects, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to rasterize layers in Photoshop 2024 so you can unlock creative editing without confusion. By the end, you'll know not just how to rasterize, but when you should and when you definitely should. Alright, let's get started. First, what does rasterizing actually do? Basically, it turns something you can scale and edit like text or shapes into a fixed pixel-based image. That means you lose some flexibility, but gain the ability to use brushes, smudge tools, or complex filters. Let's slow down and break down the main types of layers you can rasterize and what happens with each. For example, say you have a text layer. Maybe you've typed out your favorite quote, picked a cool font, and sized it just right. But if you try to blur just part of a letter or paint directly onto the text, Photoshop says nope. That's because the text is still editable, not yet made of pixels. So if you right-click on that layer and choose Rasterize Type, it will flatten the text into pixel art. Now you can paint, smudge, erase, or distort it with pixel-based tools. Just know at this point the text is no longer editable, the words and font are locked in. If you think you want to adjust the text later, I recommend duplicating your text layer first, just in case. How about shape layers or vector paths like the rectangles or custom logos you draw in Photoshop? These start out as paths, meaning you can scale them forever with perfect edges. But maybe you want to splash a textured brush over the shape or distort it with liquify. Rasterizing converts it to pixels, so now you can work at the surface level, just like you would on a regular image. Again, you lose the infinite scaling, so make sure your shape is the right size before you rasterize. Now let's talk about smart objects. Maybe you've imported a logo or a layered image from another document, and it's showing up as a smart object layer. Smart objects protect your content, letting you resize and transform without losing quality. But sometimes you need to apply a filter, like the paint daubs or a pixel-based blur, and Photoshop will ask to rasterize first. Once you do, you break the dynamic link. The content becomes easily editable pixels, but you can't pop open the smart object to fix the original anymore. And for those who use Illustrator with Photoshop, this one's for you. When you drag in a vector AI file, it's usually a vector smart object. Rasterizing it lets you paint or retouch it just like you would any other image, for example, blending a logo seamlessly into a photo background. With older Photoshop versions, you could even rasterize 3D layers or video layers to flatten them into a single pixel layer, though many 3D features are deprecated now in Photoshop 2024. If you've placed artwork as a linked or embedded object, rasterizing lets you work directly on the pixels, great for making quick edits without worrying about external links. But here's a quick reality check. There are some things you simply can't rasterize. Normal image layers, photos, or backgrounds, they're already pixels, so there's nothing to convert. Adjustment layers. These only store effects, not actual pixel data. Layer masks and smart filters are also off limits, so if you don't see the option to rasterize, don't worry, you're likely trying to click on something that just works differently. So how do you rasterize? Super simple, just select your layer, right-click and choose Rasterize Layer. Or head up to the Layer menu, find Rasterize and pick the type you're working with. Take a second to double-check that you're ready, because once you rasterize, you can't go back and edit text, vector shapes, or smart objects unless you undo or have a backup version. And that's it. Rasterizing unlocks a whole new world of creative editing, but it's best used when you're sure you're done tweaking your text or vectors. If you found this explanation helpful, please hit like, and if you've got any lingering questions or stories about when rasterizing saved your project, definitely leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more Photoshop tutorials like this. Thanks for watching and happy editing.